Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cultivating Ascension, where you'll get quick, concise, and informative recaps to amazing books around personal upgrades, leveling up, and of course, cultivating ascension. Today's inaugural recap will be on the book Wealthy Wife: Meeting, Dating, and Marrying a Rich Man by the one and only Cyndi M. Harris, also known as Cyndi Sofia. Many of you have probably joined some Facebook groups or have subscribed to Cyndi Sofia's amazing YouTube channel. And today I would love to provide you a recap of what the book is about. So, in a nutshell, Wealthy Wife is really about demystifying the journey to being a woman with access to spaces of opportunities and growth. This book provides chock full of information and really wise information on how to navigate these spaces to garner opportunities. Opportunities that may render the chance of meeting a rich, wealthy man, but also having access to your personal wealth and growth. So let's continue understanding some of the contents of Wealthy Wife. So one of the illuminating quotes that I took away from this book was that Cyndi Sofia said, "A gold digger is simply a woman with the courage to create a master plan and execute it. A focused woman tends to scare those caught up in mediocre thinking." I'm sure so many of you relate to this. In the process of your growth, you probably have come across some people who may have objected to it, maybe ridiculed your thoughts, your goals, your vision, and maybe some of that caused some drifts. Sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's associates, and sometimes it's family. Cyndi really provides almost like a literary safe house to let you know that it's okay. Your growth, your yearning for growth is okay. So we'll talk about some of the top 3 elements that I took away from this book and I think would be also helpful for you to know. And those elements are, first, really be honest about yourself, about what you want, and not what you think the affluent wants. You also want to adjust your mindset to understand that not every affluent man will be a romantic prospect, but rather a networking opportunity. And also adjust your surroundings to reflect your future you. Let's talk about element 1, where you're honest with yourself about what you want and not what you think the affluent wants. In this amazing book, and I'm going to continuously editorialize and compliment Cyndi Sofia for this book. So you will hear a few adjectives to definitely compliment her on this really great book. But in this book, Cyndi Sofia really lets you understand that the idea of affluence is not a cookie cutter phenomenon. It's really about identifying what does growth, what does leveling up, what does personal upgrade mean to you? What does success mean to you? For some, it might mean, amazing vacations, luxury trips, perhaps going to luxury stores and getting a beautiful luxury watch. For others, it may be a peaceful, serene property that might be beachfront or maybe somewhere in the Poconos if you're in the eastern coast of the United States, or maybe on the countryside of Dublin, Ireland if you're in Europe. And then for others, it's simply just having mental and emotional peace. Oftentimes, our definition of affluence is influenced by what we see um, on social media, of course, in some of the forums that we perhaps may follow. And sometimes we don't necessarily take a step back to just figure out what we want. So there's a lot of pointers that Cyndi Sofia mentions, and I highly recommend if you do ever get a chance to just, have a moment to relax and take a good reading, and definitely pick up the book and read a little more about that. She does provide some really good prompts to help you answer those questions. So, the second element is adjusting your mindset to understand that not every affluent man will be a romantic prospect, but rather a networking opportunity. I know that might sound a little cold, if you will, but it's also important, especially when you are on your growth and aim to really climb into another tax bracket, if you will, to really think about social mobility in a very tactful manner. You really want to take advantage of the network, building the network opportunity around you. And it's important not just for the idea of, yes, meeting a wealthy man and potentially dating and marrying them, but also, building your own professional opportunities, your professional networks, your professional upgrades. Perhaps you may have an interest in purchasing property, purchasing real estate. Maybe you might have a business, but maybe you need some guidance and really connecting with the affluent community and affluent men who are charmed by you. This is a great opportunity to definitely delve into the affluent market, the affluent network, so that you can get that mentorship that you could use. And right then and there, you don't necessarily have a partner, but you have a mentor who can then potentially connect you to your very wealthy husband. And then we have element three. And element three, is the opportunity to just adjust your surroundings to reflect your future you. And this is really, in a nutshell, a bit of visualization and a bit of tactful planning. And I know I've used the word tactful a couple of times in this recap, and it's important to know that it really is going to involve a strategy. And in the book, Cyndi Sofia does provide some charts and other graphics that allows you to really create your plan. So one of the things that she also highlights in adjusting your surroundings to reflect your future you is to step outside of your comfort zone. Minimize the exposure to people who may undermine your aspirations, your goals, and dreams, because people are going to want to put you in a box. And these people could be somebody who was so close to you for the past 5, 10, 15 years. So you want to minimize the negative talk, whether it's from friends, from families, from colleagues, and then you want to continue being that woman with big dreams and goals. And then, of course, there's so much more to what Cyndi Sofia provides on becoming that amazing woman of influence who becomes that wealthy wife. And I will say, this was such a short but yet punchy, informative book. I definitely recommend that if you ever have the opportunity to read the book and get your hands on it, absolutely take it all in, take advantage of the charts and the resources and the questions and the prompts that are in the book, because it really forces you to think on a higher level and thus cultivating ascension.